Imagine surviving in one of the most extreme environments on Earth, where freezing winds slice through the thickest coats like knives, where blizzards can swallow entire landscapes, and where the sun vanishes for months, leaving a darkness so deep that even the bravest souls might break. It sounds impossible to most of us, right? Well, for one Arctic tribe, this punishing reality is just another ordinary day. Scientists have been absolutely stunned for decades by the Inuit people's extraordinary ability to not just survive, but truly thrive in brutal conditions that would leave the rest of us trembling, frostbitten, and defeated. From physical and genetic adaptations to ancient, time-tested survival secrets passed down from generation to generation, this remarkable tribe has left countless researchers scratching their heads, searching for answers that still seem almost impossible to explain. The Inuit are out there enduring an existence where the air can freeze exposed skin in mere seconds, where the sun disappears for months on end during the long polar night, and where your next meal doesn't come from a grocery store but from stalking massive sea creatures, walruses, seals, and whales armed with nothing more than traditional harpoons and knowledge honed by centuries of practice. These Arctic survivors have defied what modern science thought the human body could handle, and even today, leading experts are left baffled by their secrets. Ever heard the saying, "You are what you eat"? If that were literally true for the Inuit, they'd be made of raw meat, blubber, and bone marrow. Science says their diet should have killed them off generations ago. We're talking about a diet that's nearly 100% animal fat and protein, whale skin, rich in vitamin C, fatty seal meat, fish so fresh it's eaten raw while still fresh. Yet, shockingly, there are hardly any vegetables or fruits to be seen in their world for most of the year. By all modern nutritional logic, that level of saturated fat and cholesterol should clog arteries, jack up blood pressure, and lead to rampant heart disease. But here's the twist that stunned the medical world. The Inuit have some of the healthiest hearts and cleanest arteries ever recorded among traditional populations. Their secret lies in a fascinating genetic adaptation, a rare set of mutations that help their bodies break down and process fats differently from most other humans. It's as if evolution handed them a biological cheat code, a genetic boost, designed specifically to help them master one of Earth's harshest climates and transform a diet that should be lethal into one that fuels their survival. But their adaptations go far beyond diet alone. Ever stepped outside on a freezing winter day, felt your fingers burn with numbness, your breath freezing inside your nose? Now imagine doing that daily, with minimal modern gear. The Inuit don't just fight the cold, they embrace it, mastering it in ways that boggle the scientific mind. Studies have revealed that their bodies generate heat more efficiently than the average humans, thanks to a turbocharged metabolism that kicks into overdrive when the mercury drops dangerously low. Their core temperatures stay surprisingly stable, and their unique body shape, shorter limbs, compact torsos reduces heat loss, conserving warmth exactly where it's needed most. It's almost like they were designed specifically for Arctic life, sparking questions about how deep and ancient these adaptations truly run. The wonders don't stop at physiology. You've probably heard the myth that the Inuit have dozens or even hundreds of words for snow, and while that's been exaggerated in popular culture, the truth is just as fascinating. Their language actively shapes how they see, interpret, and navigate their world. Linguists studying Inuktitut discovered that the language encodes directions not in terms of left and right like English does, but in absolute, geographic coordinates like north and south. This means that an Inuit elder could be blindfolded, spun around countless times in a snowstorm, and still instinctively point north. Researchers have tested this and found that their sense of spatial awareness seems almost supernatural. A mental compass fine-tuned by centuries of living in a landscape where getting lost can mean death. Their connection to the land, ice, and sea is so profound that some scientists argue the Inuit are living proof of how culture and language can literally shape human perception and cognitive skills in ways we still don't fully grasp. So, are the Inuit living proof that humans can adapt, evolve, and even master environments once thought uninhabitable? Or are they keepers of ancient secrets, survival wisdom passed down so perfectly that modern science still struggles to catch up? What do you think? Share your thoughts, because this story is far from over. And as we marvel at the Inuits' triumphs, they are not the only people whose resilience and mysteries have left researchers speechless. Sometimes, human belief takes an even stranger turn, like when people encounter technology so advanced, so alien to their worldview, that they interpret it not as science, but as magic or divine intervention. This strange twist in human history gave rise to one of the most surreal phenomena ever recorded, the cargo cults of the Pacific Islands during World War II. Picture this. For generations, the islanders of Melanesia lived in isolation, relying on their deep knowledge of the sea and land to survive. Then, seemingly overnight, their quiet world was shattered by the roar of engines overhead. Massive metal birds, American planes descended from the sky, dropping crates filled with unimaginable treasures, canned food, blankets, tents, tools, medicine, weapons, and clothing. For the islanders, These miraculous deliveries weren't mere supplies, they were gifts from the gods, signs that divine beings had arrived from the heavens. The soldiers who received the cargo became, in the eyes of the villagers, intermediaries between the human world and a higher realm. But when the war ended, the soldiers left, and the magical cargo vanished with them. Desperate to bring back these miracles, the islanders turned to imitation, hoping to please the gods by copying the rituals of the Americans. They carved entire mock airstrips in the jungle, built wooden control towers and airplane replicas, donned makeshift military uniforms and painted USA on their chests, believing these symbols would once again summon the heavenly deliveries. They marched in formation, waved makeshift flags, and waited patiently for the sky to open once more. But the parachutes never returned, the cargo never came, and the islanders were left with faith alone. Today, anthropologists use the term cargo cult to describe any blind mimicry of complex systems without understanding how they work. But for the Melanesians, it was so much more than a metaphor. It was their reality, their attempt to bridge the gap between the old world and an incomprehensible new one. This stunning testament to the power of belief is not the only cultural story that has left outsiders baffled. Deep in the lush, jungles of northeast India live the Naga people, a fierce and complex network of over 40 tribes straddling the border between India and Myanmar. To outsiders, they appear as another resilient indigenous community living off the land. But peel back the layers of history, and you uncover a legacy so intense that it borders on myth. For centuries, the Naga survived by hunting and farming, building strong communities in the dense hills. But their hunters were not ordinary hunters, they were legendary warriors, known to stalk and bring down wild tigers with nothing but spears and raw courage. This unmatched bravery earned them a reputation as some of the fiercest fighters in Asia. Their warrior culture coexisted with intricate craftsmanship. The Naga are expert blacksmiths and potters, their art as sharp as their blades. Unlike many patriarchal societies, Naga communities gave women considerable agency. Wives managed homes, raised children, and played vital roles in decision-making. One fascinating custom is their unique system of inheritance. When a man's eldest son marries, the parents gift him the family home and start anew, building fresh dwellings with their own hands. But what truly haunts the Naga's history is a practice so brutal that it chills the spine even today. Headhunting for generations. A young warrior's worth wasn't just measured by his courage in battle, but by the number of enemy heads he brought home. These grisly trophies, proudly displayed and commemorated with tattoos inked deep into warriors' skin, were believed to hold spiritual power, to bring prosperity and protection to the village. Though headhunting was finally outlawed in the 20th century, the echo of this fierce past still reverberates through Naga folklore in the dense jungles that once hid battles and raids. While the Naga slowly integrated with the outside world, another group remained hidden far away, high in the remote mountains of Papua New Guinea. The Yali people live in rugged highlands, shrouded in mist and mystery, far from cities and the modern age. For decades, they remained an enigma until one daring British explorer ventured deep into the unforgiving terrain to meet them, risking life and limb to bring back stories of a tribe that time seemed to forget. Then there is the Kuna tribe, whose colorful textiles and defiant spirit make them stand out as guardians of tradition and independence. Their molasting, hand-stitched panels are more than fabric. They are declarations of identity and pride. But scratch beneath the vibrant surface, and you discover a people unafraid to protect their beliefs. The Kuna's rituals, including animal sacrifices, maintain spiritual balance with the natural world. These offerings, shocking to outsiders, are sacred keys to keeping harmony between the human and the divine. For generations, the Kuna have resisted colonizers, missionaries, and modern developers alike, fighting to protect their islands from exploitation and cultural erosion. They stand as a reminder that tradition and sovereignty can be shields as powerful as any modern army. Travel thousands of miles across the icy plains of Northeast Asia, and you meet the Chukchi, another ancient people defying the odds. Living in Russia's remote Chukotka region, the Chukchi endure temperatures so brutal that frostbite is an everyday threat. Their polygonal tents, uris, covered in reindeer pelts, withstand storms that would rip lesser shelters apart. A single fire inside keeps them warm enough to wear light clothes even in the coldest nights. The inland Chukchi herd reindeer, life-giving animals that provide food, clothes, and transportation, while their coastal cousins brave Arctic seas to hunt whales and walruses. They do so with skills passed down unchanged since at least the 3rd century BC, their resilience undimmed by the arrival of Soviet schools or modern conveniences. Their loyalty to tradition shows that adaptation does not always mean abandoning the old ways. Far south, under the scorching African sun, the Surma of Ethiopia and South Sudan guard their ancestral ways with a fierceness equal to any Arctic tribe's endurance. Divided into 3 clans, Turga, Chai, and Boom, the Surma fiercely resist outsiders' attempts to pull them into modern life. Cattle define wealth, identity, and power, and their elaborate body art scars, floral paints, herbal dyes transforms their bodies into living canvases. Their clay-lit plates, symbols of beauty and status, require endurance and pride, the plates growing larger as women age, defying pain to display tradition. Nearby, the Morsi tribe shares these customs but adds a fearsome reputation. Known for carrying AK-47s alongside ancient spears, they defend cattle and territory with a blend of old and new force. Here, conflict is not an accident but a test of power and will. Visitors who come uninvited risk their safety. Only the respectful few glimpse their world. And then, far out in the Andaman Islands, live the Sentinelism, the last uncontacted people on Earth, famous for defending their isolation with lethal force. For thousands of years, they have lived undisturbed, fishing, hunting, and gathering on their lush island. They reject all outsiders, greeting intruders with arrows rather than words, ensuring their secrets and way of life remain untouched by modern eyes. From the icy ends of the earth to sun-scorched plains and hidden islands, these tribes prove one thing beyond doubt: humanity's greatest power may be its infinite ways to adapt, endure, and stand guard over its own mystery, secrets that remind us just how little we truly know about the extraordinary possibilities of our own species.